In November, I made a video about a TikTok couple that I found to be incredibly cringe, specifically the husband. Before writing that video, I didn't realize they were on YouTube or had a podcast, so I didn't dive into any other content on there. I then received this comment. What really upset me were the vlogs about the second birth. She just gave birth and was a hormonal wreck, but he was upset because he had dreams of a great career, etc., and felt that he couldn't accomplish them anymore. And sometime later, she is vlogging about being a single parent for X hours, which can be really challenging. And at the same time, he is vlogging about pretending to be single for X hours to work on his singing career and complains that it can be so difficult alone. I was instantly intrigued. So today, I'll be talking about Matt and Abby's YouTube channel and podcast. Happy Valentine's Day. Their YouTube channel boasts an impressive 6.1 million subscribers, and the Unplanned podcast has about 500,000 subscribers. Based on the reaction to my last video, it's clear they have a ton of fans that are loyal and love them, but I still think Matt is super icky. As a reminder, they met in the summer before starting high school, so they've known each other for ever. They've been married since July of 2019 and had their first child in July of 2022, and then had their second child in August of 2023. One thing I do applaud them on is the lack of family vlogging. In my original video, I called them the next awful family vlogging channel, and I take that back. Although I still don't agree with showing your children's face on the internet to millions of people, Matt and Abby's primary content does not feature the children at all. They talk about their experiences of becoming and being parents, but their content is still primarily about their relationship, not the kids. They began posting YouTube videos in July of 2019, right after getting married. Their videos included short little vlogs of them traveling and having fun. They then got into the more common couples content of doing YouTube challenges like My Husband Does My Makeup, the Whisper Challenge, and of course, pranking each other. I also want to note they were both still in college at this point. I think it's also clear that YouTube was always Matt's stream, and Abby went along with it. In one of their early videos, Abby admits she doesn't even know how to turn the camera on. They also shared a video of Matt that he posted on YouTube as a 13-year-old. I only point this out because I think it emphasizes the point I made in my last video about them. Matt is obsessed with being liked and creating content that makes people compliment him. That's pretty harmless, but I find it to be cringe. In January of 2021, they announced they would be moving to Hawaii. This was one of their first times they received a large amount of what they considered hate. They talked about it in a podcast episode last March.
We honestly didn't move there not knowing that. I did a whole huge college project my last semester about the history of Hawaii and how it became a state and how it was, like you said, taken illegally.
Yeah, we came in with we really talked to a lot of people that lived there. I feel like we were very well informed, but there was one thing that completely slipped our minds that ended up coming back to bite us in the butt.
Well, let's just say we came in not ignorant.
I feel like that's a brave thing to say when reflecting on being canceled. At this point, it was a common theme for their channel to start each video with, "What's up, dudes?" This started after they received a multitude of comments saying it was odd Matt constantly called his wife dude. So they started also calling their fans dude. But when they made the move to Hawaii, they changed this intro to Aloha, dudes. 5 months later, Matt and Abby decided to start selling merch. They decided to have their merch say Aloha Dudes on it.
Hate pages is really what it was.
Yeah.
Were bringing all this hate, telling this narrative that we were, exploiting the Hawaiian language.
Yeah, and exploiting the culture, and that our merch was like this way of trying to monetize off of Hawaiian culture, and that was
never our intentions.
Never, and it just completely broke my heart that someone could even think that.
While I will never condone the threatening responses that Matt and Abby received, I understand the anger and the assumption that they were white people trying to monetize Hawaiian culture. Matt and Abby were just saying they weren't ignorant about the history of Hawaii. So to be shocked by the reaction is confusing to me. What's up dudes t-shirt would have been super cute and made more sense for them anyways.
We need to let people know this was not our intention, so we did that. But like, remember at that time, it was so traumatic. Like I remember you did some self-harm. Like it wasn't like not cutting yourself, but I think I don't know if you were hitting yourself in the head or
I just like
what it was.
wanted it all to stop. Like it was so bad.
I have no idea what it would be like to receive an abundance of hate or threatening messages, so I can't really say if their reaction is valid. What is frustrating to me is it seems like neither of them seem to understand the validity in the outrage. They're not the first people to try and hurt the Hawaiian people and their culture, purposefully or not. I sympathize with the Hawaiian people because that constant level of defense honestly has to get so frustrating and exhausting. It may not have been Matt or Abby's intention to hurt the Hawaiian people, but they did. The truth of the internet is people will perceive you however they want, and you are not in control of that. It's a huge reason I pushed off making this channel. But in my opinion, your job as a human being is to do everything you can to be true to yourself and to apologize and correct the mistakes you will inevitably make. And obviously, don't repeat those mistakes. I do love that they ended up giving all profits to a charity that helps support teaching the Hawaiian language to kids. I'm white, so I have no say in forgiving them. But I do appreciate their attempt at showing they ultimately care about Native Hawaiians and their culture. Matt and Abby are clearly nice people, but I still think they're cringe. Matt also does mention that they should have gotten a counselor to help them through this, and that really helped improve my view of him. Even though they didn't get professional help at the time, I'm glad they both value counseling and see its importance. As we know, their channel and careers ended up just fine. They are fine. They even went back to Hawaii around March of 2023. While making this video, I also came across the clip of Abby specifically saying she didn't want their baby's birth posted.
This one says, can you film a birth vlog? No. I personally, we have to talk about this.
Yeah.
I want our first moments with our baby to not be for the world.
Yeah, I feel like we'll want some video and pictures of some sort, of course, but...
Of course. And maybe they'll just be private too, though.
Yeah.
So what happened there? Moving on to what they consider Matt's cancellation, they mentioned the TikTok I talked about in my previous video about them. The one where he shows himself doing all these household chores, but keeps saying something along the lines of, "Don't be fooled, my wife usually does these things." The context he provides makes that video make so much more sense.
But a common comment that I kept seeing on videos that I would make were say, I'm doing the dishes, or I'm picking up the house, or I'm taking care of Griffin. I kept seeing these comments. It wasn't a ton, but it was enough to piss me off because there were comments like, why isn't Abby doing anything for her baby? Why isn't Abby picking up the house? Why isn't Abby doing this?
So that's why that TikTok was so odd. It was specifically for the people commenting these untrue things about Abby and Matt wanting to jump the gun before receiving those comments. That context helps me so much, and I wish they would have made that more known for all the people, like myself, who critiqued him on his role as a husband. His intention was to uplift his wife, but instead he dug his own grave of seeming like an unhelpful husband. So I apologize for being so harsh on that specific video. Matt still didn't win me over though. They go on to talk about how people they thought were their friends, or at least mutuals with, stitched this video and went after Matt. This left Abby feeling like social media is all so fake because none of those things about Matt being a deadbeat dad or husband were valid. However, I find her comment about social media being fake so funny because a lot of their content is clearly fake. In the specific video they're talking about, the camera moves all around the house as Matt completes the chores. That's fake. To set the tripod up, record yourself doing the dishes, then moving the tripod, hitting record, and vacuuming the floor or whatever he did is not what would authentically happen. To make the content they make, things have to be faked to a certain extent. I don't doubt that they have several takes of the same moments just to make sure it was perfect. And while that's cringe, it's become normal and is a part of being an influencer. What's also odd is that Abby refutes Matt by saying she would not consider their relationship traditional, which is exactly what she called it in her TikTok response to all the hate towards Matt's TikTok.
I would hardly call it honestly even traditional anymore because
that's true.
Like anyone that spends any stretch of time with us, like we really are fluid in our roles.
This makes no difference to me because I see no issue with a traditional marriage as long as you both agree to it and the mental and physical load is fair, which I guess is not traditional. Although I hear Abby's frustration here, this is a man's world, and thinking this is a man-hating world is simply untrue.
We are literally living in a man-hating culture, and as a mother to a son, that makes my heart really sad. I would hope that my son could grow up and there could be males and females uplifting him and rooting him on and not hating him for his gender.
If you're looking for sympathy on the male gender as a whole, this is not the channel for you.
You know, most people commit suicide are men. Most people who work in dangerous workplaces are men. Most people who fight in war are men.
And who set that system up?
Men.
Going to another video on their podcast channel, Matt shares some things he was feeling after their second child was born.
You know how I was like really quiet the first day after the birth?
Yeah.
But I think I was having this like realization moment of, okay, like my life just changed big time. And for a little bit, I was like, wow, like all my career goals have to go to the wayside. And I just kind of felt, I was kind of frustrated a little bit.
I could tell.
This is so sad to me. Abby just had a C-section, which Matt earlier in the video called cheating birth. Ugh. Anyways, Abby obviously needs her husband to be there for her, but he's off mourning a life he could have had. What were his career goals? Because a beautiful wife, 2 healthy babies, and $1 million income sounds pretty great to me at 24 or 25 years old. Not only was he feeling this way, but he was being quiet and basically abandoning her throughout that. Man, you're allowed to struggle with the transition of a new child, but don't hurt your wife, the mother who just grew and birthed the child, in the process. Also, he's saying this to his few-day postpartum wife. Like, maybe this is just my opinion, but her emotional needs are so much more important at this moment. And if he is truly struggling, he needs to find someone else to talk to about that. Additionally, I fully believe this video should not have been made as quickly as it did. I know they have help at the house, but the content can take a break for family. Let your wife rest. While looking for this clip of Matt, I also couldn't help but notice how he continuously talks over Abby while she's sharing her experience. I feel like he thinks he's being supportive and working hard to understand her birth experience, but it just feels like he's trying to tell her how she felt throughout it instead of listening. This is why I still think Matt kind of sucks. He is trying, but he's so immature and I believe egotistical. I don't think he can be in a conversation that doesn't eventually turn into him being the main topic. I'm convinced he isn't this super nice guy behind the scenes, but obviously we won't be able to prove something like that since he runs the social media accounts. Some people have also been theorizing that Abby is possibly falling out of love with Matt. This TikTok was posted in November.
Who in the world would I be had I not gotten married so young? What would I do with my adult life if it wasn't for you? We changed each other and formed each other as adults. You've changed my food habits. You've changed my hobbies. My career has been shaped by you. Where I live, the state I live in. Sometimes I have crazy moments where I'm like, what in the world would I be? I kind of have an identity crisis.
I think I've kind of mentioned this multiple times, but I also got married young. My husband is a year younger, and we met when I was 16. We started dating when I was 17, and then we got married when I was 20. In those years, we have both grown and changed, but it was always alongside each other. Just like any important relationship in my life, he has influenced some things, and I the same for him, but we've still done a lot separately. We studied different things in school, went to different colleges. We actually never went to school together. What I'm getting at is that it's odd for Abby to feel like Matt has completely formed her life. It sounds like she's lost her sense of self just to be with him. I'm convinced they're a young Christian marriage that got married to be righteous in the eyes of God when they had sex. I can happily say that is not the reason for my young marriage, if you're picking up what I'm putting down. I guess the 2 under 2 doesn't end on TikTok because they also use it in their YouTube videos. Don't these multimillionaires with live-in help just look so miserable? It must be so hard going to Disneyland, flying to Nashville to record music, having girls' nights, and whatever else childless nights y'all have been having. I'm all for supporting parents, especially moms, and allowing them to go have fun nights out. But if I was a mom with 2 under 2, with my current income and full-time jobs, you best believe it'd be a luxury for me to just take an uninterrupted 20-minute shower. I also briefly mentioned in my last video that Matt gifted Abby workout clothes for her push gift, but I didn't realize they were size extra small and did not fit her at the time. I bring this up only because I've seen multiple people proposing that he did this on purpose to let her know he wants her to be petite again and as soon as possible. It seems like Matt could be that kind of guy, and Abby has been posting some intense workout videos, but who knows? She even did a Spartan 5K 3 months postpartum. All right, now it's time to talk about the solo parenting / I became single for 36 hours videos. The reason I decided to make this video. The first video posted, solo parenting for 36 hours, features Abby taking care of the kids. What about her parents, you ask?
Okay, technically my parents live with us, but I told them specifically for this challenge that they're not allowed to help me. Here are my objectives. Brush my teeth, breastfeed, make breakfast, play outside, clean, get the boys to nap, get dressed, make lunch, leave the house, work out, make dinner, change diapers, put kids to bed, take a shower, and do it all over again until I pick my husband up from the airport at 5 p.m. the next day.
I don't know how they didn't see it coming, but obviously they got hate comments calling them out for making this a YouTube challenge when this is many people's daily life. Also, over 2 minutes of this video is a ThredUp ad. My least favorite part of this video was when Abby had the 2 boys in the back seat and was vlogging with her camera in one hand while driving.
He doesn't love the car, so I am expecting some screams, but safety first.
Yeah, let's not do that, please. All right, so what was Matt up to in these 36 hours? Unfortunately for all of us, recording music. Because I guess that was always his dream.
I'm gonna take a video of me walking onto the plane.
How you get it? Where you do to get started?
Just me walking on. That's recording already.
Oh, okay.
I'm taking a trip to Nashville to record music, and here are my objectives. Navigate the airport, fly to Nashville, record a song, explore the city, socialize, make friends, sleep on a futon, keep my voice healthy, record another song, catch an afternoon flight, and arrive home in time for dinner.
And the delusion begins.
Hello. Some random person was just smiling at me. I think she was trying to flirt with me. I'm wearing my ring. Even though I'm being single for the day, I'm still wearing this because I want the ladies to know that I'm taken.
I also feel like he completely breaks the rules because he calls Abby to ask her opinion on a lyric. I thought you were single, my guy. This video just becomes an ad for his music. He even writes a song where he sings about missing the old Abby. Is this Matt or Ethan? Why do these men I keep watching not understand that changing is good and inevitable? Matt then plays his song again, and the video ends. Unfortunately for all of us, Matt and Abby aren't going anywhere in 2024. As I said in my last video, I do genuinely hope that they have a happy relationship, and the weird vibes I get from their videos are just because of the clickbait that makes their income. I hope both Abby and Matt are happy and safe together with their 2 boys. I still do think Matt is a freak and that Abby has been with him so long that she's become blind to his red flags and immaturity. But I will continue to repeat this. I do not know them. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment below, and subscribe. Okay, bye.